This is Dr. Cook and
Brownie Queen back here.
Yeah, she's holding it. And today we will be making edible cookie dough, chocolate chip cookie dough. Sorry, the light of the camera is
Blinding you?
Yeah.
So what makes it edible is it's eggless. If you are a cookie dough lover, like
me,
Cook and I, we would prefer to eat it without eggs because the eggs are raw. Although I've eaten my fair share of cookie dough with eggs in my younger years and as an adult. But this way you can eat the cookie dough without potential for getting sick. The raw eggs is what could make you sick. So when we plan to just eat cookie dough, we make this edible eggless cookie dough.
Yes.
So here's how, and we use a website that we found online. So we'll go ahead and post the link and
We'll put the link in the description so you guys can go to this link and then you can have the ingredients.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not using half cup milk chocolate chips. We're just gonna use mini chocolate chips.
We just use the Nestle's semi-sweet chocolate chips. And so instead of a half a cup, as it says in the recipe, half a cup chocolate chips, half a cup milk chocolate, we just use 1 cup of mini chocolate chips.
Yes, so the ingredients we will be using today are milk, all-purpose flour, mini chocolate chips, 1 stick of butter, pure vanilla, salt, and brown sugar.
Now, first of all, I want to give you a hint when it comes to softening butter, because in the recipe it does call for 1 stick of unsalted butter softened. Now, usually you bake with unsalted butter because if you use salted butter, it adds salt. And often in baking, you add salt as one of your ingredients. So always use unsalted butter when you bake.
Yeah.
When you, it says to soften it, it means softened but not melted. So if you are taking a stick of butter out of the refrigerator and it's hard, which butter's pretty hard, you'll need to stick it in the microwave for just a few seconds. What I usually do is put it on 30 seconds and then I run it for 10 seconds and then I turn the stick halfway around, like so. Stop. After 10 seconds, I turn it like that, and then I turn it again after 10 seconds, and then I turn it again. Usually a full 30 seconds is too long. It will start to melt. So 20 to 25 seconds, and you have to turn it a couple times. If it melts a tiny bit, then that's okay.
It is pretty early in the morning, so if you hear somebody get up and make lots of noise, just try to ignore it.
We're gonna ignore it. Okay, well, let's get started. Okay, so we've pulled our mixer out, and if you don't have a big mixer like this, you can use a hand mixer, or you can even do it by hand in the bowl with a fork. So that still works. You just gotta get it mixed up real good. So I just put a stick of our softened butter, and now we're going to do 1 cup of brown sugar. Now there are other edible cookie recipes out there. There's a really good sugar cookie recipe that we use, that we like, and so you can just check it out, see what you like.
But this is our favorite, so we like to use this one.
Also, you can mix it up. So if there's other chips that you want to put in your cookie dough and you don't want to use chocolate chips, you can use something else too. They have, white chocolate chips. They have butterscotch. So it's just kind of what you like.
Oh, she spilled.
Mm-hmm.
Let me take care of that.
But brown sugar usually goes with chocolate chips. White sugar will usually go with sugar cookies. Okay, so the key with brown sugar, it's really moist, so you do need to pack it in there to get a full cup. I think we're pretty good. Maybe a little tiny bit more.
There she is, flattening.
Okay,
So
same with flour. We always do a packed full thing of a packed full cup. Now the directions say with your mixer cream together butter and brown sugar, and that's what we're going to do. Cream means you mix it till it's well combined. We'll show you the final product. So this is creamed butter and brown sugar. It is a smooth consistency, but it's still grainy with the sugar, but it's well combined.
There's her blender thing.
And what I do is, with this smaller batch, you're going to need to use a spatula and scrape down your sides a little bit and put it, I scraped it down and put it in a pile, so then the next time we mix it with the additional ingredients, it'll be all at the bottom to get ready to be mixed up.
Sorry, my arm twitched.
Okay, so the recipe calls for vanilla and salt now. And this recipe calls for 2 teaspoons of vanilla, but you can adjust that to your liking. So if you like a prominent vanilla flavor, then you can use your 2 teaspoons. We go with 1.5. We think, or even 1. We've done 1 before, which is good as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it's 1 teaspoon to 2 teaspoons
Of
of
vanilla.
vanilla. Let's split the difference. We'll go with 1.25.
Yeah.
And half a teaspoon of salt.
And here is a reminder, well, not kind of a reminder, just a lesson. Never eat plain vanilla just by itself. Never eat this. I've tasted it. It does not taste like vanilla.
It smells really good.
Yes, it might tempt you,
But-
but it tastes really, yeah.
But then again, everybody needs to learn by making that mistake, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so now we've got our vanilla and salt, and now we're going to mix again before we add our flour.
There's a direction.
Okay, so
So
we
she
mixed
has
in the salt and the vanilla, and now we're going to put in the flour. It says add flour, so you can add it all together. Some recipes do call for adding flour a little bit at a time, but for this one, we can add the whole cup.
And this is step number 2, add flour.
So we are going to mix it, and it's going to be a little bit crumbly at this point. But in a minute, we're going to add 2 tablespoons of milk. That will make it look like the cookie dough that you're used to looking at.
And will it soften up the dough stuff? There it is. Spinning.
Okay, so that's what it's going to look like after you add the flour. It's kind of crumbly. Next, we're going to add, is it 2 tablespoons of milk?
Yep, 2 tablespoons of milk and mix. Step number 3. Pours on the milk. 2 tablespoons. So we are going to keep spinning.
Now with this particular recipe, you can add a little bit more milk if you aren't quite at the cookie dough consistency. So I'm going to stop the mixer because my dough is balling up on my...
Look at that. That looks good. I want to eat that.
But it's certainly looking like cookie dough, right?
Yep, it is.
Whoa,
Nope. And
cookie dough everywhere.
some on the floor now. Some on the counter.
Sometimes you have to scrape the sides of the bowl because things stick. You want to make sure all that flour's mixed in. I think ours is pretty good.
Yep.
Okay, we'll get back to you in just a minute.
Okay, guys, now we are in step number 3. No, step number 4, sorry. Fold in half cup mini chocolate chips and half cup milk chocolate chips. But we are not using milk chocolate chips.
We're using just about 1 cup of minis. Now, you don't have to have an exact amount, but close to a cup. Half of a package of chocolate chips. The minis are kind of fun because what we end up doing with these is we roll them into balls. So they're kind of portion sized. So we know we can eat 1 or 2 balls, of cookie dough. So the minis are nice because then you get lots of chips in there. So when it says fold, it just kind of means are you seeing in there? Mm-hmm. Look in the bowl. Folding means you just kind of just pile it on top, and it eventually gets mixed in. A fork might be a little easier than a spatula at this point. Okay, now what we do is we roll it into balls and we put it in a container and stick the container in the freezer to keep it for the next week or 2. So we'll show you that step in a second.
Okay, guys, hold on. We gotta set it up. There we go. That should do it.
Okay, so what we do is we get a couple of spoons out and we do a spoon-sized scoop of dough.
And then just take it off the spoon and roll it.
And we roll them into balls. Bite size. I'd say about 1 inch or so. And what we do is, that's our portion for our snack. So if we're going to have a little snack of cookie dough, we usually take 1 or 2. Be sure to wash your hands before you do the little rolling.
Yeah, or everybody that eats this will get contaminated.
If you're going to share these with other people, they don't want your dirty hands on them.
So, Brownie Queen accidentally used a cup of brown sugar when asked for 3/4, but we both thought it tasted
pretty good still.
Yeah.
So 3/4 cup of brown sugar. Luckily, it's pretty hard to make a mistake with this.
Plus, you only used a quarter less.
Yeah.
So, check that out.
So what we do is we fill our pan with, I'm going to wipe my hands. What we do is we fill the bottom of our pan with these little chocolate chip cookie balls. And then on top, we put wax paper. Once the bottom's filled, on top we put wax paper. And then we put as many more of the cookie ball rounds on the top of the wax paper. And then we freeze them. And they last for quite a while in the freezer, at least a couple of weeks if you don't eat them up before that. But once they freeze, you can stick them in a baggie so they take up less room in your freezer.
That's what we did with our sugar cookie doughs. Cookie dough.
And maybe we'll make that one of these days, our sugar cookie. And it does have eggs in it, but it's pretty tasty.
Yeah, we still eat it in the form of cookie dough.
So look for our video and the recipe link on Cookin' Fun and Fast.
We'll leave that in the description so you can just click on it and you'll go straight to the link.
So have fun and enjoy eating this tasty cookie dough.
Woo! Peace out, guys.